So the Bearded Monkey here from the Razor's Edge. Today I'm talking to Patrick, drummer of German metalcore legends Caliban. How are you, man?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having time for me.
Awesome, man. Anytime. I mean, to be honest, Caliban, in my eyes, have been one of the most underrated metal bands of like the last almost 3 decades. It's mad when I was going back through that. Caliban are now onto your 11th LP with the new album coming out on the 14th of May. How have you guys stood the test of time? Most bands are lucky to get like 10 years sticking together, and 10 years, 20 years, nearly 30 years together. How have you done that? How have you stood that test of time?
I don't know. I think after we found this package, we are now like these 5 people.
Yeah.
We are together now in this constellation since 2004.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing is that everybody loves what we are doing. We love Caliban. We love to play music. We love to be on the road, tour the whole world, meet new people, hang out with people we know for a decade and longer.
Yeah.
And I think the focus of each member, because everybody wants to do it so bad, I think this is a reason why we still are sticking together.
Yeah.
Of course, we had like rough times within the band, because when you're like on the road for 250 days, of course, sometimes your best friend on tour sucks, but then you have to talk and you have to be like a family and you have to work it out. And for some reason, we manage it pretty well. So that's the reason why we are still together.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you guys are gearing up for the release of Zeitgeister. I'm not pronouncing that right, am I? No?
Yeah, it's pretty okay. Yeah.
Zeitgeister. Looking into the meaning of a zeitgeist, it's kind of spirit. Is this kind of a theme for the album?
I think a zeitgeister, it's like time ghosts, like the spirit we have right now.
Yeah.
It's because we have special times right now with the pandemic and everything, and Caliban is not doing anything for good 2 years now, It started before Corona. We started with having a break for a year, then Corona showed up and we said, okay, it's not too bad to us because we have no shows canceled and everything because we wanted to do a break for whole 2020.
Yeah.
But then we realized that this pandemic is like a little bit more than we thought. And the big impact, of course, came to us in 2021. Without playing shows, not going on tour, not releasing a proper album.
Yeah.
And we decided not to release a new Caliban album with like 13 new tracks.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there in this pandemic, like talking, okay, it's so boring and we want to do something because this is something we love so much. And we had a break, like we wanted to. For a year, and we said, okay, we are hungry for playing music, so what can we do? And then we came up with this idea because Mark and Andy, they had an interview back in the days, like when we had the first German songs coming out on one each album, And they said, okay, a lot of people, they're so happy with our German songs, so maybe we have special times right now. Maybe we should do something special.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about what can we do, and we came up with this idea, like Zeitgeister, to re-record very, very old songs, like from 98, sorry, and from this very, very old area, and. That was a reason. And we said, okay, let's do it like a little bit more special and put some German lyrics on it,
Awesome, man. I mean, look, obviously, you've just sort of said you've recorded it all in your native tongue. How are you expecting the reception to be from your fans outside of Germany? I mean, obviously, you've sort of said that, we have heard odd tracks, but a full release in your native tongue, what are you expecting the reception to be?
I don't know. Right now, the media and the people who heard the first released songs, they are very happy with it. You know, our label is very happy with it. But in the first place, it's very important that Caliban is happy with it.
Yes,
you know?
definitely. Yeah.
It was very rough for Andy, for example, like to put the English lyrics into German lyrics, because he had the problem now to sing in his native language, because now you have like a million more options to say a different meaning with 1,000 different words. And so he had to figure out what is sounding well, what makes sense, what sentence is not that cheesy. You know, sometimes it's very cheesy when you sing, because our language for music is English, of course, you know. And I think that was the roughest thing for us, or especially for Andy.
Yeah.
And I think it turned out so well, because when I heard like the done album, so rough, it's so hard, and it's so brutal. Yeah. And even I think the German lyric is so intense and so brutal on this heavy music. Yeah. And I think we did something special, and it's pretty cool.
Definitely, man. I mean, like, kind of listening through. I was listening through on the run to sort of preparing for this interview, and it is, man. You've got that solid Caliban sound that we all know and love, but it adds something, adds texture, I think, and it's quite humbling. It sounds like a quite humbling album from you guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys have kind of release quite regularly. You know, you release albums quite regularly. I mean, on average, a new album comes out every 2 years or so. Are there any plans for follow up? And would you consider doing another album in your native tongue?
Yeah, this is what I meant before, because we decided not to record a proper album, like a full-length album with new tracks, because we are a touring band, and we decided, okay, we can't tour, so we don't do a full album, because we want to bring it with some touring as well. So but we wanted to do something, so we decided to do something special. And now we have to see what the time brings. Maybe end of the year there's something happening, but nobody knows right now. No, you know.
Definitely.
But of course, I'm pretty sure that when like the whole music circus is going on again, that we start writing a new album as well, and to go on a proper tour.
Bro, man, bro. So I mean, like, obviously going through the pandemic, how have you found the writing process and the recording process? I mean, do you guys generally sort of get together and all record, or have you had to record your parts separately?
Yeah, separately.
Yeah.
The good thing is, like, the main songwriter is Mark, our guitar player.
Yeah.
And he has his own studio back home. You know, and so he was like programming all the drums, sending to me. So I said, okay, let's do it like this, and let's try it like this. And that was so we put everything together, and everybody recorded his stuff back home, you know. So, the easiest thing is like Marco, our bass player, and Dennis, the other guitar player, they are all in the same area. I live like 2 hours away, and our singer Andy lives like 3.5 hours away.
Gosh.
But he's always doing the vocals in Berlin with our producer Benny Richter. And so it was a little bit like every time. Yeah.
Awesome, man. What's been the hardest part of the recording process then? I mean, you know, what's the normal way that Caliban record?
The normal way, of course, is when you are together in one room, or at least 2 people. You know, when I work with Mark for drums and everything, you can talk to each other like in that moment. You know, right now with the pandemic, it was like sending me files. I was listening. I said, okay, let's do it like this. Blah 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 blah. When we had like the whole thing, I had to record it. You know. And that was, of course, the roughest thing, like the communication, you know. But nowadays, with all the internet and with all the things, it's working. But it was rough.
Yeah, definitely. So after 11 LPs, where do you get the creativity and inspiration from to keep your material fresh?
I don't know. I think we know so many bands after the last 25 years, and everybody of us is listening to different kind of music. It's not that everybody is stuck into metal music. We love Johnny Cash, we love Cannibal Corpse. It's like we listen to everything, and we listen to the music, what is brand new, and see what's going on and stuff. And so I think you get your inspiration by listening to different types of music and fresh music, and of course your feelings.
What are you currently listening to, and what kind of went into this album?
Right now, I found in this pandemic, it's funny, I found some old bands again I was listening to 15 years ago. One of my favorite right now is 18 Visions again. I put them somewhere for 10 years, and I was sitting on my balcony okay, I listened to this and that. 18 Visions, for example, And I heard this, and I saw Caliban in our touring band in the States and stuff. All these memories showed up, and I listen to a lot of old stuff. Right now, I listen to 18 Visions, Ignite are my favorite, Lamb of God are my favorite right now. And Johnny Cash, it's always good. But I listen to a German band called Seed. They're dub reggae. And it's how you feel,
It's one of those things, isn't it? Music's so in the moment, and it's kind of how you feel and that sort of thing. It's
exactly, every music is for your emotions right now. When I sit on a balcony, I have to listen to Bob Marley, for example. Sometimes when I'm on my couch, it's not the best way to listen to Cannibal Corpse. No. But when I'm on the highway with 180, that is Cannibal Corpse pretty okay.
I mean, obviously, that live music has been put on the backbench now for way too long, and obviously, you guys sort of said, you've had a break. I bet you're itching to get out there. With the foresight of live music coming back, hopefully soon, have you got any kind of plans in place to tour? And more importantly, have you got any plans to come and tour the UK so I can come and see you?
Yes, of course. The last time we toured the UK was 3 years ago when we were on a headlining tour with Lionheart. And Bad Omens. We played London. For some reason it's not bringing us that much to the UK anymore. I don't know why. Sometimes offers are bad, or it's not really fitting in the routing we have. But right now, of course, we want to tour. We want to do every country in Europe. But we have to see what's going on next year with the touring situation and the pandemic situation. We will see. But of course, as soon as everybody is telling you can go on the road, we will.
Do you foresee Brexit being a problem for you coming to the UK?
I don't know. I'm not really into that Brexit thing because I know that our management said, okay, now we have some problems because we have to have working visas and all that stuff, and it's very expensive. So I think this is another stone in our way, to keep us away from the UK, because we have to figure out if coming to the UK, if it's worthy money-wise, production-wise, it's always worthy to come to countries and play for our fans, of course, But sometimes it's, of course, you have to see if it really fits.
Yeah, well, it has to be financially viable, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is our business, what we do for
Yeah.
20 years, you know, this is our income.
Yeah.
And we, of course, in the end of the day, we have to see that our fridge is like full, you know.
Yeah, and your mortgage is paid and that sort of thing as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So I mean, like, one of the, when you guys are on the road, I mean, Caliban TV is something that you do a lot. How important do you think that it is for fans to get like a behind the scenes sort of footage from your shows?
I think it's pretty awesome for kids, you know. When I did Caliban TV, it's like quite a time ago when I did the last episode, but it was a reason because my guy who was cutting the Caliban TV, he's now working for a big TV station in Germany, and he has no time. And I didn't find a good guy who feels Caliban TV like I do, you know, like the humor and all that stuff, what is happening on the road, you know. And that was like really the main reason why I stopped recording or filming Caliban TV. But I think that a lot of people like that much. And for example, me, you know, I'm behind the stage all the time, you know, I'm on the biggest festivals. But when I see like tour documentaries of bands, I'm stoked to see what's happening behind the stage or in backstage or in tour buses and stuff, you know. So I think, of course, the people, we give them a little bit that feeling to be with us backstage, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like sort of talking about, you know, like obviously, you know, you watch like the Pantera 3 Volga videos and Lamb of God's Ashes the Weight when Mark Morton absolutely piles on Randy and that sort of thing. You get to sort of know what the band's like.
Of course. You as a band, you can show your image, you know. And when you see a Pantera, you know the image, and they wanted like to let the world know what's happening. You know who they are, and they are crazy, of course, as you could see. But it's fun.
Definitely. After 24 years, you must have ticked a lot of stuff off your bucket list that you made, when you were a kid. Kind of what's left for Caliban to achieve? What's the next big goal that you guys are working towards?
I don't know if we have like big goals. You know, because after the 25 years, to me personally, I played like the biggest venues, the biggest festivals, all the festivals, you know. I was lucky enough to play CBGB's in New York City in 2005, before it was closed. I played Brixton Academy, you know. I played Hammersmith just to be in the UK, you know. But I was on tour with Megadeth in Australia. We saw a lot of crazy places like Israel. We were the first Western metal band ever playing in Malang and Solo, Indonesia. No band came there ever, you know. And we saw so many crazy places. I don't know what's next. You know, I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that we can be on that level and record music and go out on tour, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I played with the biggest bands on the festivals. I was on tour with Machine Head for 3 months, you know. It's like, I don't know. I'm happy where we are, who we are.
Yeah, and you just sort of pushing forwards, just making music.
Exactly, yeah.
Bro, man. Well, I mean, I hope it carries on. I hope it carries on for 25 more years, you know?
Yeah, hopefully. But I'm 46 now, so I don't know. 24 years? Ouch. Like 200 BPM is not possible, man.
Well, mate, I absolutely wish you all the best with Zeitgeister. Thank you so much for chatting with us here at the Razor's Edge.
Thank you.
Zeitgeister is out tomorrow. I mean, like, I don't think this will air before then, but go and check it out. It's an awesome album. Pat, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much for having me. Take care.
All the best.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.